This video is going to be about steroids in medications that you may or may not have used. So I've been going through topical steroid withdrawal, or TSW, since 2021 when I got pregnant with my first and currently only baby. I advocate and share my experiences on here with it. Unfortunately, steroids are found in lots of medications, some that you can even buy over the counter. Nasal sprays, eye drops, creams. Doctors and dermas will tell you that they're harmless, but evidence from people like myself and people all over the world who have been sharing their experiences online will show you otherwise. Using steroids completely ruined my body. It ruined a huge chunk of my life. It actually almost cost me my life. It also almost cost me my marriage. It ruined my experience during pregnancy and the first year and a half of my baby's life because of what it did to me physically and mentally. I was robbed of time. I was robbed of experiences. And we're now in 2023, so this is almost 2 years for me now. And I'm only just starting to get my life back slowly. So fingers crossed, I am now on the road onwards and upwards to full recovery. But recovery has been really slow, and it is for most people. And it's also really painful and uncomfortable. There's serious lack of support normally from healthcare professionals. There's lack of help from government. I've not been able to work or live a normal life for these past 2 years. I was denied maternity allowance. I was denied disability allowance. So I had almost no income. I had to really heavily rely on my husband. So you can imagine just how stressful and the struggles financially and physically for those people going through this. So I'm making this video to hopefully save some lives and to create awareness, because dermas and GPs, most of them won't tell you this stuff because they don't believe in it, and maybe also because they don't want to admit neglect or, admit that they were wrong. There are thousands of us going through this, also sharing our experiences online. Just type in TSW on TikTok, type it in on Facebook, join the Facebook groups where people have been going through this and sharing their experiences. And, we have all got the same stories, more or less. We've all been put on steroids, some long-term, some short-term. We all had to come off them, and we've all been going through the same thing. And there's thousands of us across the world, and the numbers are still going up. So if you don't believe me, go and check it out for yourself. Prevention is the key to avoid going through this. That can be difficult if you don't know what steroids are, or if health professionals maybe threaten you, which I have read lots of stories about this, where babies are now going through this because parents were being threatened by doctors that they would call social services, take their kids away from them because they wouldn't use these medications, these steroids on their kids. So it's really bad. A little disclaimer as well. I'm not a GP, I'm not a dermatologist, but I did work in a pharmacy a few years back. And sadly, I didn't know about this condition when I worked in pharmacy. So, I wouldn't be surprised that people don't know about it, because not a lot of people do know about it. We only really started knowing about it when we ourselves went through it. Firstly, what is a steroid? So our bodies naturally produce steroids. They are hormones called cortisol. It's a stress steroid found in your body, so your body makes it. And it helps us go through dangerous scenarios by activating us, alerting us to get up and go, do something. And then it regulates again, it calms back down. Now, corticosteroids are synthetic steroids to mimic our cortisol. It's a man-made stress hormone. GPs nowadays like to give this out to people to treat inflammatory diseases such as maybe lupus or eczema, psoriasis. And there's really some crazy cases. They even give it for children for nappy rash or, dribble rash, which I think is crazy. But what they won't tell you is that corticosteroids is an immunosuppressant. It suppresses your immune system. Stress weakens you. If you're stressed, you're weakening your immune system, you're weakening your body. And chronic stress is very detrimental to our health, and this is where you get really serious conditions where your body is just constantly stressed and cannot regulate, and you can even get something horrible that's called Cushing's syndrome. So where's the logic in the healthcare system treating us with stress? So if you want to avoid all of this, I would say look into gut health or naturopaths if you have an inflammatory condition, because trust me, there is no compensation if you go through TSW. There's absolutely no compensation. Lose a lot of time. You won't get that time back if you're going through this. So here's some steroid medications. Maybe you did or did not know are steroids. So I'll give you the name of the drug and also some of the brand names. Also, not everybody who uses steroids will go through TSW. Many of us do, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go through it if you use the steroids. So I'm not telling you not to use steroids or the medications if you're prescribed them. I'm not telling you what to do. You would need to assess that yourself and probably speak to your GP or healthcare provider. I have a family history of eczema on one of my parents' side, and I've got two siblings who also have eczema. One of them went through TSW like I did, similar scenario, exactly the same symptoms, similar time frame of recovering, and the other sibling hasn't been going through it and can still use steroids time to time without any problems. I'm not trying to scare everybody, I'm just simply creating awareness. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you think it was useful, share it to create more awareness for it, and I'll see you next time.